morning everyone. May 28, 2024. I'm going to open the bidding for contract ID number 24 at 00482. So again, let us first set this a quorum with me as a chairperson. Engineer Robles, the Chief of Quality Assurance Section, our regular members. Good morning.
Good morning.
Engineer Mike Presbitero, Chief of Construction Section, as regular member. Good morning. Engineer Mitch Rodriguez, a provisional member. Good morning, sir. Ma'am Eva Clarino, our head back secretariat, together with her member, Engineer Tin Simanes, Engineer Volante, Sir J.P. Alamares, Sir Patrick Rania. Good morning. Sir Joy Birakit, Ma'am Lois Leno. Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am Rosana Rugando, Engineer Beth, Ma'am Colette, and Sir Larry Frias. Good morning, our computer operator. To our YouTube viewers, good morning also. Server representative from COA, those are watching us right now. Good morning. We have BCCI, COA, or NGO from the contractors representative. Good morning. So since we already have di na ko magigano kita members. So we already have a forum, so we now start opening the bid envelope, the first bid envelope for contract ID 24 0042. So we first open the bid box. So we now start opening or reading the first bid envelope for this contract. ID 24 at 0042. So Ma'am Lan, please do the opening and reading. Thank you.
For contract ID 24FE0042, Rehabilitation of Road, Sitio Balite to Sitio Banago, Barangay Alimsog, Santo Domingo, Albay, with approved budget per contract of 59,399,999 pesos and 81 centavos and a contract duration of 137 calendar days. Bidding time is 10:14 a.m. Envelope 1, first bidder, Sanro Builders with security BSD, signed and notarized. Organizational chart, list of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project manager, Ronald Burse, signed and notarized. Project engineer, Rohel Jamin Burse, signed and notarized. Materials engineer, Francisco Narit, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Construction foreman, Elmer Carino, signed and notarized. Safety officer, Mark Joseph Pasmayor, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned. Proof of ownership. Omnibus, signed and notarized. Batching plant accreditation is present. Omnibus, signed and notarized. Secretary certificate, DO9, signed and notarized. Affidavit of site inspection.
The technical proposal submitted by Santo Builders Incorporated for contract ID 24 0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Precious Construction. With security BSD, signed and notarized. Field jobs registration, organizational chart, list of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key Personal's Affidavit of Commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Lourdes Sanyar. Signed and notarized. Project Engineer Rafael Lazaro. Signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Benjamin Evangelista. Signed and notarized with Certificate of Accreditation. Safety Officer Christopher Assis. Signed and notarized. Construction Foreman Roger Pajardo. Signed and notarized. DO9. Signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction, and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned except cargo truck, 1 unit under lease. Lease contract agreement is present. BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Proof of ownership. DO11. Omnibus signed and notarized. Safety and health program.
The eligibility and technical documents submitted by Precious Construction for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Lecar Builders. Bid Security BSD signed and notarized. Field Jobs Registration. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Muhammad Haji Malik. Signed and notarized. Project Engineer M. Laude Perfecto. Signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Philip Adolfo. Signed and notarized. With Certificate of Accreditation, Foreman and First Aider Johnny Manait, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Leo Canedo, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All leased except backhoe, 1 bagger mixer, vibratory roller, and concrete slider under own. Proof of ownership. Certificate of Accreditation for batching plant is present. Lease contract agreement for the equipment for the under lease contract is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. DO9 signed and notarized. List of materials testing equipment and proof of ownership.
The eligibility and technical documents submitted by Lecar Builders for contract ID 24 FA0042 is passed.
Next bidder, BR Patron Builders and Developers Corp. Bid Security BSD signed and notarized. Secretary Certificate, Field Jobs Registration, Organizational Chart, List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Mark Lester Patron, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Florencio Maginay, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Adrian Aurel Servilon, signed and notarized with Certificate of Accreditation. Construction Foreman Felino Rojas, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Wendelina Carandang, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned. Proof of ownership. DRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. DO9 signed and notarized. List of materials, testing equipment, and proof of ownership.
The eligibility and technical documents submitted by BR Patron Builders and Developers Corporation for contract ID 24 FA0042 is passed.
Next bidder, RMH Construction and Supply. Bid Security BSD signed and notarized. Field Jobs Registration, Organizational Chart, List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Jocelyne Jane Gamil, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Raquel Espedido, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Glenn Peñalba, signed and notarized with Certificate of Accreditation. Foreman Roberto Lotino, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Roberto Lotino, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned except service truck, dump truck, water truck, road grader, vibratory roller, transit mixer, payloader, and concrete batching plant under lease. Proof of ownership. Lease contract agreement for batching plant is present. BRS certificate accreditation for batching plant is present. Lease contract agreement for the other equipment is present. DEO 9 signed and notarized. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership. Omnibus signed and notarized.
The eligibility and technical proposals submitted by RMH Construction and Supply for contract ID 24-0042 is passed.
Next bidder were Enterprises and Development Corp. Bid Security BSD signed and notarized. Purchase registration. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Maria Gracia de los Santos, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Christian Embara, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Christian Embara, signed and notarized. Construction Foreman Domingo Porteria, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Gilbert Moni, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned except service truck, transit mixer, and concrete batch plant under lease. Proof of ownership. Lease contract agreement for the equipment under lease is present. BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. Secretary certificate. DEO 9 signed and notarized.
The eligibility and technical proposal submitted by Ware Enterprises and Development Corporation for contract ID 24-FS0042 is passed.
Next, Leader Share Construction and Supply. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Audited Financial Statement, NFCC. Organizational Chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Joan Delis, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Dominador Jimenez, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Jonathan Agarion, signed and notarized with Certificate of Accreditation. Construction Foreman Romeo Dasco, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Sheila De Los Santos, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned except concrete batch plant. This contract agreement for batching plant is present. BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. DEO 9 signed and notarized. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership.
Eligibility and technical documents submitted by Share Construction and Supply for contract ID 24-0042 is passed.
Next bidder, E. Garcia Construction Corporation. Bid Security BSD signed and notarized. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager and Project Engineer Ricardo Benigno del Castillo, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Vida Bedi, signed and notarized. Foreman Jose Garcia, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Vicente Del Castillo Jr. signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned. Proof of ownership. Certificate of accreditation for batching plant is present. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership, omnibus, signed and notarized. DO9, signed and notarized. Secretary certificate.
The eligibility and technical documents submitted by E. Garcia Construction Corporation for contract edit 24 episode 42 is passed.
Next bidder, Honeybell Construction. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Field jobs registration, organizational chart. Key personnel assigned to the contract under qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Reynaldo Lee, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Henrico de los Santos, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Philip Lee, signed and notarized. With certificate of accreditation. Foreman Celso Santelices Jr., signed and notarized. Safety Officer Rudy Rigaldo, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned. Proof of ownership. Certificate of accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus, signed and notarized. DO9, signed and notarized. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership.
The technical proposals submitted by Honeybell Construction for contract ID 134 episode 042 is passed.
Next bidder, CDH Construction. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Field jobs registration, organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Carion Haji Malik, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Asgar Panandigan, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Eusebio Yabut, signed and notarized. With certificate of accreditation. Foreman Madid Mangka, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Samsudin Rajalaot, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction, laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned. Proof of ownership, BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus, signed and notarized. DO9, signed and notarized. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership. DO11, signed.
The technical documents submitted by CDH Construction for contract ID 24 episode 343 is passed.
Next bidder, HGG Builders and Supply. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Roberto Guevara, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Edgar Manondo, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Lorelyn Palmes, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Construction Foreman Laureano Barameda, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Jane Bernadette Metran, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned. Proof of ownership. BRS accreditation for concrete plant is present. Omnibus, signed and notarized. Affidavit of site inspection. DO9, signed and notarized. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership. Field jobs registration and tax clearance.
The technical documents submitted by HGG Builders and Supply for contract ID 24 episode 042 is passed.
Next bidder, WCS Construction Inc. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Field jobs registration. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Raymond de los Santos, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Julius Cesar Mergelino, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Raymond de los Santos, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Construction Safety and Health Officer Nerdito Leon, signed and notarized. Construction foreman Alfredo Lianzana Jr., signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction, and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned. Proof of ownership. All owned except service or cargo truck. Proof of ownership. This contract agreement is present. BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. Secretary certificate DO9 signed and notarized.
The eligibility and technical documents submitted by WCS Construction Incorporated for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder is Rivero Development Corp. Bid security BSD signed and notarized. Field jobs registration. Pickup license. List of similar completed projects. NFCC. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Alfonso Rivero, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Expedito Fajardo Jr., signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Jesse Bebera, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Foreman Romeo Villas, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Maritas Pagunsan, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction, and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned except water truck and concrete batching plant. This contract agreement for batching plant is present. Accreditation for batching plant is present. This contract agreement for water truck is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. DO9 signed and notarized. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership. Affidavit of site inspection and integrity pledge. Secretary certificate. Sec registration.
The eligibility and technical proposals submitted by AC Rivera Development Corporation for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Center Waste Construction and Development Inc. Bid security BSD signed and notarized. Field jobs registration. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Lawrence Lubiano, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Fermin Malianta, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Sandra Francisco, signed and notarized. With certificate of accreditation. Safety Officer Ralph Walter Lubiano, signed and notarized. Construction Foreman Michael Rivera, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction, and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned except concrete batching. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership. List contract agreement for batching plant is present. BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. Secretary certificate DO9 signed and notarized. DO138 integrity pledge.
The technical components submitted by Center Waste Construction Development Incorporated for contract ID 24F0032 is passed.
Next bidder, One Red Dragon Construction Services. Bid security BSD signed and notarized. Field jobs registration, pickup license, organizational chart, list of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Fatima Manalansan, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Nico Escueta, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Herminigelda Navarro, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Foreman Ricky Faustino, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Ian Benjamin Prieto, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction, and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned except water truck, cargo truck, transit mixer, concrete batch plant, and dump truck under lease. Proof of ownership. BRS certificate accreditation for batching plant is present. This contract agreement is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. Affidavit of site inspection. DO9 signed and notarized. Integrity pledge.
The technical proposal submitted by One Red Dragon Construction Services for contract ID 24 episode 046 pass.
Next bidder, 3 Diamonds Construction Corp. Bid Security BSD signed and notarized. Philjeps registration. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Wilfred De Los Santos, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Eric Ponce de Manari, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Wilfred De Los Santos, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Safety Officer Benji Anyana, signed and notarized. Construction Foreman Fernan Malio, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction, and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned except water truck and pump, 2 units dump truck, road grader, vibratory roller, transit mixer, and batching. Proof of ownership. Lease contract agreement for the equipment under this is present. BRS certificate accreditation is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. DO9 signed and notarized.
Technical documents submitted by the Diamonds Construction Corporation for contract ID 24 episode 042 is pass.
Next bidder, JTA Builders. Bid Security BSD signed and notarized. Philjeps registration. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Merlin Boyd, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Abdila Alonto, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Elmer Pelino, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Foreman Adolfo Susana, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Ana Marie de la Cruz, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction, and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned except water truck and pump and batching plant. Proof of ownership. Lease contract agreement is present. Certificate of accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. DO9 signed and notarized. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership. DO11 signed.
So eligibility and technical documents submitted by KTA Builders for contract ID 24 episode 42 is passed.
Next bidder, RCDS Construction and Supply Inc. Bid Security BSD signed and notarized. Philjeps registration. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Richard De Los Santos, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Mariano Esaret, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Miko Barroquillo, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Safety Officer Victor Guinness, signed and notarized. Construction Foreman Jose Mbundia Jr., signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction, and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned except water truck, road grader, vibratory roller, transit mixer, and concrete batch under lease. This contract agreement is present. BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus signed and notarized. DO9 signed and notarized. Secretary certificate.
technical documents submitted by RCDS Construction Supply Incorporated for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Elite General Contractor and Development Corporation. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Fields of registration. CRC, pickup license, SEC registration, business permit, tax clearance, list of similar completed projects, list of similar ongoing projects, audited financial statement, NFCC organizational chart, list of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data, key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract, project manager Nario Castro, signed and notarized, project engineer Leonido Costales Jr., signed and notarized, materials engineer Louis Morillo, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation, safety officer Mary Jane Padrigon, signed and notarized, construction foreman Gary De La Cruz, signed and notarized, list of contractors major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all under purchase agreement except concrete batch plant under lease and minimum materials testing equipment under own. Proof of ownership, purchase agreement for the equipment is present, BRS accreditation for batching plant is present, lease agreement for batching plant is present, list of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership, DEO 11, DEO 9, signed and notarized, affidavit of site inspection, omnibus, signed and notarized, safety and health program, CPS 3, construction methodology, S-curve, manpower and equipment schedule.
So the eligibility and technical proposals submitted by Elite General Contractor and Development Corporation for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Protec Construction and Development Corporation. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Fields of registration. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Don G.J. Sardua, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Dave Joby Sardua, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Joby Sardua, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Foreman Marlon Lorena, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Richelle Olasco, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned. Proof of ownership. BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. DEO 11, signed and notarized. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership, omnibus, signed and notarized. DEO 9, signed and notarized. Integrity pledge. Secretary certificate.
The eligibility and technical proposal submitted by Protec Construction Development Corporation for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Aremar Construction. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Fields of registration, pickup license, SEC registration, business permit, tax clearance, integrity pledge, list of similar completed projects, list of similar ongoing projects, audited financial statement, NFCC, organizational chart, list of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data, key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract, project manager Shena Escaros, signed and notarized. Project engineer Mark Edison Hagos, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Junel Talisi, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Construction Foreman Edwin Besa, signed and notarized. Safety Officer JJ Edillo, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract. All owned, except concrete batching plant under lease. Proof of ownership. Lease contract agreement for batching plant is present. Certificate of accreditation for batching plant is present. Secretary certificate, omnibus, signed and notarized. DEO 9, signed and notarized.
The technical document submitted by Arimar Construction for contract ID 24
Ayan, sir, kasi
FS0040.
logo lang.
Sa taas. Is pass.
Hindi ko nga mabasa. Next bidder, Antonio Binidea, Construction E. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. NFCC Organizational Chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager, Teresa Cristobal, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Antonio Escorla, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Freddy Bueno, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. General Foreman Eusebio Nidea, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Maria Preciosa Nidea, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned except batching plant under lease. Lease contract agreement for batching plant is present. Certificate of accreditation for batching plant is present. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership, omnibus, signed and notarized. Secretary certificate. DEO 9, signed and notarized. Affidavit of site inspection and integrity pledge.
Other technical documents submitted by Antonio Binidea Construction Incorporated for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Molro Construction and Supply. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Field Jobs Registration, pickup license. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Romela Lamban, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Genesis Lamban, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Teresita Belarmino, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Construction Foreman Marlon Sargento, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Arnel Guevara, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned except water truck, transit mixer and batching plant under lease. Proof of ownership. This contract agreement is present. PRS. Certificate of accreditation is present. Omnibus, signed and notarized. DEO 9, signed and notarized. Affidavit of site inspection and integrity.
Generic technical proposal submitted by Molro Construction and Supply for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Hightone Construction and Development Corporation. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. CRC. Field Jobs Registration. Pickup License, Sec Registration. Layers Permit, Tax Clearance. List of similar completed projects. List of similar ongoing projects. Audited financial statement. NFCC Organizational Chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel's affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Ryan Mirafuentes, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Edgar Bombasa Jr., signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Sherwin Boriga, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Safety Officer Aldrin Baroga, signed and notarized. Construction Foreman Nonito Cha, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned. Proof of ownership. BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus, signed and notarized. Secretary certificate, DO9, signed and notarized. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership.
The technical proposal submitted by Hightown Construction and Development Corporation for contract 24 FS 024 is passed.
Next bidder, DSB Construction and Supply Inc. Field Jobs Registration, Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Organizational chart, list of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel sa affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Dante Bombales, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Emmanuel Bombales, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Jerry Bilao, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Safety Officer Wilfredo Belbes, signed and notarized. Construction Foreman John Paul Romano, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned. Ownership. BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership. Omnibus, signed and notarized. DO9, signed and notarized.
The eligibility and technical documents submitted by DSB Construction to Plan Incorporated for contract ID 24 FS 0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Sunwest Inc. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Sales of registration. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel sa affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Roel Tolosa, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Edna Alcazar, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Noel Cao, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Construction Foreman Romeo Lopibio, signed and notarized. Safety Officer Eduardo Boro, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned. Proof of ownership. BRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus, signed and notarized. Secretary certificate, DO9, signed and notarized. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership.
The technical documents submitted by Sunwest Incorporated for contract ID 24 FS 0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Jorman Construction and Supply. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Field Jobs Registration. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel sa affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Abner Brihino, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Rafael Miraran, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer Leo Junior Tolosa, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Safety Officer Ariel Brihino, signed and notarized. Construction Foreman Jesus Brihino, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, all owned. Proof of ownership. DRS accreditation for batching plant is present. Omnibus, signed and notarized. DO9, signed and notarized. Affidavit of site inspection. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership.
The technical documents submitted by Jorman Construction and Supply for contract ID 24 FS 0042 is passed.
Last bidder, 8AR Construction and Development Corp. Bid Security BSD, signed and notarized. Organizational chart. List of key personnel assigned to the contract and their qualification data. Key personnel affidavit of commitment to work on contract. Project Manager Arnold Bermundo, signed and notarized. Project Engineer Wilfredo Bigol, signed and notarized. Materials Engineer RJ Magas, signed and notarized with certificate of accreditation. Safety Officer Roderick Belista, signed and notarized. Construction Foreman Joel Berman, signed and notarized. List of contractors, major construction and laboratory equipment assigned to the contract, All owned except water truck, dump truck, road grader, vibratory roller, payloader, and concrete machine. Proof of ownership. VRS certificate is for accreditation is present. Lease contract agreement for the equipment is present. List of minimum materials testing equipment and proof of ownership. Omnibus signed and notarized. Secretary certificate. DEO 9 signed and notarized.
Sa the technical documents submitted by 8AR Construction and Development Corporation for contract ID 24 AP0042 spouse. So, based on our preliminary examination for the first envelope for the technical proposal submitted by this 28 contractor, we found all of them pass our preliminary examination. So, we now open the second envelope for the 28 bidders who passed the preliminary examination. However, let me first read the result of the eligibility check before we open the second envelope. So, contract ID 24-042, contract name Rehabilitation Road, Sitio Balite to Sitio Banago, Barangay Alimsog, Santo Domingo, Albay. Location of contract is at Santo Domingo, Albay. So, the result of the eligibility check is based on the evaluation of the information about legal, technical, and financial capabilities as indicated in the contractor's information of the bidders as recorded in our computerized registry of contractors for civil work, the requirements of the above-mentioned contract as indicated in the contract profile submitted by the DPWH Albay First District Engineering Office. We find all 28 bidders eligible to participate in the bidding for the contract. So the following bidders were eligible are as follows. 1. WCS Construction Incorporated, Rote Construction Development Corporation, CTO Builders, Helton Construction Development Corporation, Sunwest Incorporated, HDD Builders and Supply, E. Garcia Construction Corporation, Santo Builders Incorporated, RCDS Construction and Supply Incorporated, Honeywell Construction, Purchase Construction, Shear Construction and Supply, RMH Construction and Supply, Marlboro Construction and Supply, Centerways Construction Development Incorporated, K Diamonds Construction Corporation, CDH Construction, Lecar Builders, RMR Construction Corporation, German Construction and Supply, HAR Construction and Development Corporation, Elite General Construction and Development Corporation, One Red Dragon Construction Services, DSB Construction and Supply Incorporated, Antonio Medea Construction Incorporated, VR Patron Builders and Developers Corporation, AC Rivero Development Corporation, and Ware Enterprises and Development Corporation. So that's the result of the eligibility check for this contract ID. So we now proceed to the opening of the financial proposal submitted by this 28 contractor that passed the preliminary examination of their first envelope. Ma'am Lan, please do the opening and reading. Thank you.
Envelope 2, first bidder, Santo Builders Inc. Bid form signed. DOQ, summary of bid prices, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,805,999 pesos and 93 centavos. Of course.
The financial proposal submitted by Santo Builders Incorporated for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Precious Construction. Bid form signed. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,508,864 pesos and 96 centavos.
The financial proposal submitted by Precious Construction for contract ID 24FA0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Lecar Builders. Bid form signed. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,916,094 pesos and 78 centavos.
The financial proposal submitted by Lecar Builders for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, BR Patron Builders and Developers Corp. Bid form signed. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,262,297 pesos and 74 centavos.
The financial proposal submitted by BR Patron Builders for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, RMH Construction and Supply. Bid form signed. Bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,509,207 pesos and 27 centavos.
The financial proposal submitted by RMH Construction and Supply for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Ware Enterprises and Development Corp. Bid form signed. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,219,528 pesos and 76 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by Ware Enterprises and Development Corporation for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Share Construction and Supply. Bid form signed. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,784,288 pesos and 98 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by Share Construction Supply for contract ID 24F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, E. Garcia Construction Corp. Bid form signed. Bill of quantities, summary of bid prices, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,509,056 pesos and 59 centavos. 59.
So financial proposal submitted by Iglesia Construction Corporation for contract ID 24 F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Honeybell Construction. Bid form. Sign. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,212,246 pesos and 82 centavos.
So the financial proposal submitted by Honeybell Construction for contract ID 24 F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, CDH Construction. Bid form. Sign. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,809,504 pesos and 78 centavos.
SDG Builders. The financial proposal submitted by CDH Construction for contract ID 24 FA0042 is passed.
Next bidder, HGG Builders and Supply. Bid form. Sign. Bill of quantities, summary of bid prices, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,358,924 pesos and 9 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by HDG Builders and Supply for contract ID 24 F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, WCS Construction Inc. Bid form. Sign. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 57,760,118 pesos and 56 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by WCS Construction Incorporated for contract ID 24 F0042 is passed.
Next bidder is Rivero Development Corp. Bid form. Sign. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,765,514 pesos and 77 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by AC Rivera Development Corporation for contract ID 24 F0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Centerways Construction and Development Inc. Bid form. Sign. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,508,870 pesos. 00.
87. The financial proposal submitted by Centerways Construction and Development for contract ID 24 FA0042 is passed.
Next bidder, One Red Dragon Construction Services. Bid form. Signed. Bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, summary of bid prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,719,355 pesos and 62 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by One Red Dragon Construction Services for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, 3 Diamonds Construction Corp. Bid form. Signed. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,089,692 pesos and 87 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by 3 Diamonds Construction Corporation for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, JTA Builders. Bid form. Signed. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,862,782 pesos and 78 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by JTA Builders for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, RCDS Construction and Supply Inc. Bid form. Signed. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,312,315 pesos and 65 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by RCDS Construction Supply Incorporated for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Elite General Contractor and Development Corporation. Bid form. Signed. Bill of quantities, summary of bid prices, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 887 pesos and 30 centavos.
The financial proposal submitted by Elite General Contractor and Development Corporation for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Protec Construction and Development Corporation. Bid form. Signed. Bill of quantities, summary of bid prices, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,201,967 pesos and 76 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by Protec Construction Development Corporation for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Arimar Construction. Bid form. Signed. Summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,172,886 pesos and 97 centavos.
The financial proposal submitted by Arimar Construction for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Antonio Binedea Construction Inc. Bid form. Signed. Bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,765,013 pesos and 18 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by Antonio Binidea Construction Corporation for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Mulro Construction and Supply. Bid form. Signed. Bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,526,910 pesos and 97 centavos.
A financial proposal submitted by Molco Construction and Supply for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Hightone Construction and Development Corp. Bid form, signed, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 57,498,518 pesos and 2 centavos.
The financial proposal submitted by Hightone Construction and Development for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, DSB Construction and Supply Inc. Form of bid signed, bill of quantities, detailed estimates, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 58,004,023 pesos and 10 centavos.
Financial proposal submitted by DSB Construction and Supply Incorporated for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Sunwest Inc. Bid form, signed, summary of bid prices, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. Ano ito ba? Kabasa mo? Ini na lang. Kasi discount na.
Hindi rin nila alam.
58,212,033 pesos and 86 centavos.
A financial proposal submitted by Sunwest Incorporated for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
Next bidder, Jorman Construction and Supply. Bid form, signed, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of unit prices, summary of bid prices, cash flow, bid amount. 508,894 pesos and 83 centavos.
A financial proposal submitted by German Construction and Supply for contract ID 34 FS0042 is passed.
Last bidder, 8AR Construction and Development Corp. Bid form, signed, bill of quantities, detailed estimate, summary of bid prices, summary of unit prices, cash flow, bid amount. 57,675,908 pesos and 12 centavos.
The financial proposal submitted by ATR Construction Development Corporation for contract ID 24 FS0042 is passed.
For contract ID 24 FA0042, Rehabilitation of Road, Sitio Balite to Sitio Banago, Barangay Alimsog, Santo Domingo, Albay, with approved budget for contract of 59,399,999 pesos and 81 centavos and a contract duration of 137 calendar days. Lowest bidder is Hightone Construction and Development Corp. with bid amount of 57,498,518 pesos and 2 centavos as read.
So, the result as read for this contract is still subject for further bid evaluation and post-qualification to determine the lowest calculated response bid. So, I guess that ends our bidding activity for today, May 28, 2024. So, thank you so much. for attending this bid, opening of bid. Then of course to our YouTube viewers, thank you so much. And to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, DPWH Albay First District Engineering Office, Procurement, of course, and please don't forget to hit the notification bell for your updates. So thank you so much. Good morning, and God bless us all. Thank you.